The role of the President of the United States is one of the most powerful positions in the world, with the potential to shape global affairs and impact the lives of millions of people. However, like all things in life, this position comes with certain limitations and restrictions. One such limitation is the set of rules that govern what a former U.S. president can and cannot do after they retire from office. Here are 7 things that a former U.S. president is not allowed to do after they retire. Number 1. Run for a third term. The 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution limits a president to serving a maximum of 2 terms in office. Once a president has completed their 2 terms, they are not allowed to run for president again. The 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution, ratified in 1951, established a limit on the number of terms a person can serve as President of the United States. The amendment states that no person shall be elected to the office of the President more than twice, and that no person who has held the office of President, or acted as President, for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected President shall be elected to the office of the President more than once. Number 2. Receive a salary. Contrary to popular belief, former presidents of the United States are not entitled to a salary once they retire from office. However, they do receive a pension which is currently set at $207,800 per year. This pension is provided to help former presidents cover their expenses such as housing, travel, and office expenses. It's worth noting that the pension amount is subject to change based on inflation and cost of living adjustments. Additionally, former presidents can also receive other benefits such as Secret Service protection and funding for their presidential library. Some former presidents choose to supplement their income through other means such as book deals, speaking engagements, and board memberships. However, the pension ensures that they have a stable source of income to support them after leaving office. Number 3. Drive on public roads. It may come as a surprise to some, but former presidents of the United States are not technically banned from driving after they retire. However, due to the level of security that they are entitled to, it is highly unlikely that they would be able to do so in public. Of course, former presidents are still allowed to drive on their own private property, such as their personal estates or ranches. But in public, it is highly unlikely that they would be able to get behind the wheel themselves. Former presidents are entitled to Secret Service protection for the rest of their lives, and this protection extends to their vehicles as well. The Secret Service is responsible for the safety and security of the former presidents and their families, and they typically provide a full-time driver for them. Number 4. Criticize the current president in public. In the United States, it is a widely accepted norm that former presidents should not publicly criticize the current president. This tradition, known as the Former President's Club, is rooted in the belief that the presidency is an institution that transcends individual personalities and partisan politics. While former presidents are entitled to express their opinions on political issues, they are expected to do so in a respectful manner that does not undermine the authority of the current president. This is particularly important during times of crisis or national emergency when a unified and cohesive response is necessary. Despite these challenges, the norm against former presidents criticizing the current president remains an important one. It helps to maintain the dignity and decorum of the presidency, and it ensures that the American people can have confidence in the ability of their leaders to work together for the good of the nation. Number 5. Use Air Force One. Air Force One is the official air transportation for the President of the United States. It is a symbol of the country's power and prestige, and as such, its use is restricted to serving presidents only. Once a president retires, they are no longer entitled to use this service, unless they are invited by the current president for a specific purpose. When a former president is invited by the current president to use Air Force One, it is usually for official business, such as attending an important event or meeting with foreign leaders. However, even in these cases, the former president is not in charge of the plane, and the current president retains control over its operation. The reason for this policy is to ensure that Air Force One is always available and ready for use by the current president in case of an emergency or urgent need to travel. The plane is equipped with advanced technology and security measures, and its use is carefully monitored to ensure the safety and security of the president and other passengers. While former presidents are no longer entitled to use Air Force One, they do have access to other forms of transportation, such as private jets or commercial airlines. However, they are still entitled to certain privileges, such as Secret Service protection and diplomatic courtesies when traveling abroad. Number 6. Make decisions on behalf of the government. Once a president retires, they are no longer entitled to make decisions on behalf of the government. This includes making official statements, signing executive orders, or negotiating with foreign leaders. Receive Secret Service protection after 10 years, while a former president is entitled to Secret Service protection for the rest of their life. After 10 years they are required to cover the cost of this protection themselves. Number 7. Accept gifts from foreign governments. The President of the United States holds an immense amount of influence and power. However, with great power comes great responsibility, and the role of the President is governed by a number of laws and regulations aimed at ensuring transparency and accountability. One such law is the Emoluments Clause, which is enshrined in the U.S. Constitution. This clause specifies that the President is not allowed to accept gifts, titles, or emoluments from foreign governments without the approval of Congress. The clause is intended to prevent the President from being unduly influenced by foreign powers, and to ensure that the President's loyalty remains solely with the American people. In conclusion, being the President of the United States is a position of immense power and responsibility, but it also comes with certain limitations and restrictions. Once a president retires from office, they must abide by a set of rules that are designed to protect the integrity of the office and ensure that the current president is able to carry out their duties without interference.